Literally look like one of the chillest dudes on the planet right now.
Trying.
You high?
Very high. Blood's in this morning.
Hey, what's up? The lighting situation's a little different here. I'm trying out the different, options of lighting. This one probably looks a little weird and nighttime-y, but anyway, welcome. It's 4:20 somewhere. This is our 8th show or whatever. It doesn't matter. We have a couple stories today. The main one is about this whole kind of hoopla that happened about this company called Cannabumps, which are basically weed concentrated powder that is made to look like cocaine. And it even comes in a little tube that you can use a tiny spoon, take it out. It even comes with a little card, so it's clearly made for that, simulating a cocaine bump. Now, on the face of it, a lot of people were pretty angry, and there are a few reasons why. There are a couple of reasons why. The one reason I don't see much reason to be angry about, it's because people are thinking that it is in and of itself illegal to have. So it has 600 milligrams of THC within each serving size, or whatever you want to call it. Edibles, they have a cap of 100 milligrams. However, concentrates have a cap of 1,000. So depending on the marketing, really, it can either be a concentrate or an edible. They do call it a concentrate, so I don't think that they're going to have any legal troubles because of that. So that doesn't really matter. You can definitely take way too much of this stuff very quickly. That is the one problem. However, the other reason for people getting angry at this is that it's kind of creating this false stigma, or recreating this false stigma back onto marijuana as being this kind of party drug or as being this illegal substance, when for years now, especially in California and Colorado, they have been working so hard to get rid of that illegal stigma around marijuana. And this is just bringing it right back up. And Leafly kind of wrote up a whole article about this and makes a very good point, which is people who are anti-legal marijuana, they are not looking for good faith arguments. They're looking for things like this, or for things like Sour Patch Kid edibles that look like they're targeted to kids. They're looking for things like that they can then use to create a fear-mongering kind of argument against marijuana and for how it's advertised. Cannabumps, there was a lot of controversy around it when it first came out. It was on online stores like Leafly and Weed Maps, but now it seems to be gone, and I think it looks like the actual carrier, the actual manufacturer of Cannabumps has just taken it off of their list. So it's not even out there. However, it doesn't matter because the image is still out there. It was once being sold. So these people, these politicians who don't want anything to do with legal marijuana, they can still use that image for creating this false narrative around marijuana being something that is an illegal substance and made for people looking just to party. So already it does seem to have a bit of a negative splash to the whole thing, and people are rather upset about it. And I understand that point. The whole legal argument, that's fine, whatever. But this point, the stigma around cannabis, I can completely understand why you would be upset that this is out there.
Look, Indica and Sativa, it's a really convenient shorthand for bud tenders and consumers. And more than that, it's turned into like a coded sort of a health claim. But the terms were born of a kind of pseudoscientific myth, which is that the tall, gangly plants that growers call sativa will give a head buzz, and the short, bushy plants that growers call indica will give you a body buzz. That is fundamentally incorrect. It has more to do with the plant's chemistry, cannabinoid profile, terpene profile, not to mention your dose, your method of ingestion, your set and setting. As humans, we love binaries, which is why I don't think indica and sativa will ever disappear as a retail shorthand. But researchers and industry are moving away from these terms. They classify plants based on their cannabinoid profile and their terpene superclass. I've talked about it in other videos, and Cannabinoidology and Cannabichem have also done some great content on it too. So I highly recommend checking them out. Thanks for your question. Stay tuned for more Weed Pro.
In other news, Colorado just continues to be the most proactively pro-marijuana state that you could possibly have. They had 2 bills that went on the desk of the governor today. One has already been signed, which is making it available or making it okay for kids, or I don't want to say kids, for students who are already prescribed a medical marijuana prescription, who are allowed to do that now in schools. It doesn't say anything about ages, and I think they're keeping that all into the category of the doctors themselves prescribing, so that's all up to them. But now it's no longer possible for schools to not allow kids to use their medical marijuana prescriptions in school, which, wow, I mean, can you even imagine that being a thing 10 years ago? It's crazy. And the other thing that has not yet been signed, probably will be signed at some point today, maybe is being signed right now, is they are finally upping their limitations on ounces, on possession ounces, to 2 ounces as opposed to 1. It's been 1 ounce possession limits for a long time now, and they're doubling it. Still not as great as New York, which is going to be 3, or which is now 3 ounces, but they're getting there, and they're at 2 ounces now. And that's all for today. Main thing is Cannabum's kind of ruining all of our buzz.
If you ever wanted to know what 15 years of pro beatboxing sounds like, here it is. Day 1. Week 1. Month 1. 1 year. 5 years. 10 years. 15 years.